Hey, Scott Russell, let's have a little chat about faith. It's something that it's a bit of a broad brush, and there's many times let's call it intuition too. That I think faith and intuition, or maybe intuition is the beginning of faith. And then when we get that intuition, if we live in that and we stay in that, it's actually God showing us and speaking to us. And I believe, because he speaks to us in movements, and intuition is a movement, right? And we put the words on the movement. That's how God talks to us. So when we get intuition for something, take it to the bank, 100%. But what happens is that the spirit of the world, the drama, the gossip, the trash that so many of us live in, and we constantly feed it. And that's why in running these groups on the World Economic Forum and things, I'm aware of things, I put it in there, but I don't live in that space. I live above it. I live as an answer, not as a person struggling for the solution. And I think you're the same. But the problem is, when we see those things, we can allow doubt to come. Well, I've seen this and this is going to happen. And when you put doubt into your life, when intuition comes to you and you know something's going to be there, if you allow what you see to take away from that, what you hear to take away from that, that's the world that we live in. And the Bible says it this way, that the thief comes to rob, kill, steal and destroy, but I've come that you may have life and have it more abundantly. And that was Jesus that said that. And I love what he says there, because when he comes and he tells me something good, what can we use as an example? Who's going to be in your life? He comes along and you just know this person is going to be there. This person is going to be part of your future. And you look at that and go, well, it makes no sense. You can look at that and go, I see this, I see that, there's this position, what about that situation? And as you can do that, you can start to doubt. Now, out of doubt, you would create, because then what you do is, you start to say words or put things out there that are really, you're trying to get reassurance of your doubt. And the doubt was never there. If you're really honest, you've created the doubt. The next thing you know, if you're putting it out there and that person picks up on that, then they can be like, oh, well, this person really doesn't care. And so now, I do believe it'll happen anyway, because God will do it. But the journey to there, we can make miserable, because we're fighting our doubt, we're fighting our fears, we're fighting our insecurities. In the case of a relationship, our previous relationship may have ended. And so now we think, well, this is going to end up the same. And we do self-sabotage without even knowing we're doing it. But sometimes we do it because it's easier to push something away than to have it disappoint you. And I've done that. I did that with a lady that I thought was that way. It was amazing. I pushed it away because I didn't know how to handle it, in the fear of not being able to control what I felt. And right or wrong, we live that, and that will still come about, I believe. But now it's the case of, on my end of things, calming down, relaxing, resting in what I know. When that is, how that is, the details of it, I don't need to know. It's not my business. She would have her journey the same as I have my journey, and it is what that once said, that beautiful individual once said, was, be the best version of you while you wait. And that's my task. That's my joy. That's my joy, to become that gift. It's no if, that when it's the right time, it will be. It will be. And I've just been talking with my second eldest son, Daniel, on these sort of things, about some of the things around his life and our lives. And he was saying, Dad, when you feel something, when you know it's there, walk it. And he says, and often, he said, we can see how that little doubt comes in. And when that little doubt comes in, we feed, we actually create it, and it takes away from where we know we're supposed to be. Because then we don't have the joy in the journey. If I know someone's going to be in my life, which I think is a great example, then that person, just take it to the bank. Rest in your life, be the best version of yourself, enjoy the journey, and know it's going to happen. So then you're at peace, you're at joy, you're not insecure about it, because it's there. The Spirit of God may have ordained it. We say, well, that doesn't make sense. It doesn't have to make sense. It's usually when we know it's God. When it doesn't make sense to our head, we always know it's God. So as we're walking what the world is coming to here and we're seeing these things, you know what you're supposed to do. You know where you're supposed to go. You know what your life is supposed to be. You don't know the detail of that, but you don't know how you're getting there, but you see that nugget in your life of something that's been put there. That little nugget of, yes, this is it. Put that thing in your life and let it sit there. Let life polish it. Let God polish it. And then don't doubt it. Don't fear it. A person's not going anywhere else. In the case of a person, they might, but it won't go anywhere. They'll be back. It'll happen. In the case of the WEF, we don't react and try to, I've got to get out on a farm. Like I told you my chicken story. I thought, I'm going to prepare. I'll buy chickens. I bought 13 chickens and the lady told me, there's no roosters in there, and I ended up with 11 roosters. See, I acted in doubt, in a sense, because I knew full well that I would be taken care of with what's coming. But I thought, I've got to, in fear, get chickens. And God showed me something pretty important through that. He says, when you start trying to take control of what I have for your life, you mess it up. You end up with 11 roosters. And roosters don't lay eggs, for those that are a little bit... so I learned. No, I knew that. But I hope you get the principle here. Be at peace. Flow with where you're going, because that's our whole life. That's how we're going to survive. As things go bad, you're going to flow with what's right. Something's going to show you. You're going to feel something one day like, you know what, I just know I'm not supposed to go to that place. You don't go, and then you find out later that there was big problems there, but you weren't there. And I can give you story after story of that. I put my life in that. That's what I walk in. And yeah, I get scared. Absolutely. But now my job is to let that fear go and to sit in the nugget of truth that's there, that's saying it's all going to work out. Just let God handle what he needs to do. Let him perfect. And I love it. It is great in the case of relationships, because it's what God is with us. But it's a case of saying, let God sort of almost going, let me perfect the other person while I'm perfecting you, so that by the time you two come together, it's everything it needs to be. There's not chaos and people, dogs peeing on trees, everybody trying to get the one up or be the boss, or acting out of hurt or fear or resentment or anger or any other thing. It's saying we're at complete peace, because now it was supposed to be. God's got you, no matter what you're going through. He's got you. Surrender to that peace. Follow your intuition. Know that you don't have to know what tomorrow holds. You just have to know that today God has you. That today you're where you need to be, doing exactly what you need to do. And people kind of go, what if I get it wrong? What if I made a mistake? You can't. Not if you're surrendering it. The time you don't get peace is when you try to control it. So, God bless you, and walk in the fullness of who you are. Be at peace. Know that what will be, will be. What will be, because there's always plenty of time. And at the right time, it'll be perfectly what it's supposed to be. I love that verse that says that the steps of a good man, good woman, are ordered by God. And God delights in their way. Though you fall, you won't stay down, because God upholds you in his hand. God's upholding your path when you walk what you know that you know is right. Now it's just surrendering. And for me, that right relationship is somebody to understand how to walk that we can let go, because she'd be telling me, reminding me when times get tough, like my son has in some things, Dad, let go. And I'll be reminding her, not out of preaching, but out of a flow, the beauty of it right now, being formed in the beautiful spirits of who we are to be merged. That's what God's doing with us, with this whole WEF drama. Rest in God. He's got you. He's got you.